you use some high-minded language. I'm just going to say it like it is. That was a shit show. And, you know, we're on cable. We can say that. Apologies for being maybe a little bit crude, but that is really the phrase that I'm getting more, you know, from people on both sides of the aisle on text, and it's the only phrase that I can think of to really describe it.
The dumpster fire of fake stream corporate media attempting to comment on the train wreck of political parasites. Welcome to the Grand Illusion.
Welcome to the Grand Illusion.
Okay guys, before I get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to this video's sponsor, Metabolic Greens Natural Superfood. You know as well as I do that you do not get enough veggies in your diet, and those veggies contain loads of nutrients that your body needs. I use this stuff every single day. If you want energy, this is the stuff you get. If you can't hack the veggies, just mix a nice little drink right here and down the hatch, done. If you want some with a massive discount, the link is in the description.
I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country.
If everybody wore a mask and social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives. It matters.
And they've also said the opposite. They've also said
no serious person said the opposite.
They've
no
also said, well, look
serious
at Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci said the opposite.
Trump, you have begun to increasingly question the effectiveness of masks as a disease preventer. And in fact, recently you have cited the issue of waiters touching their masks and touching plates. Are you questioning
no, I think
the
masks
efficacy
are okay.
of
You have
masks?
to understand, if you look, I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, you know, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test, and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to. But I wear masks when needed. When needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. I will say this.
Vice President Biden, go ahead, sir.
Look, the way to open businesses is give them the wherewithal to be able to open. We provided money. The Congress,
But I was asking you, sir, about masks.
Well, masks make a big difference. His own head of the CDC said if we just wore masks between now, everybody wore masks in social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives. It matters.
And they've also said the opposite. They've also said
no serious person said the opposite.
They've also said, well, look
serious.
at Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci said the opposite.
He did not say the opposite.
We got a little bit more than a minute left in this
masks
segment.
Masks are not good. Then he changed his mind. He said masks are good. I'm okay with masks.
I want to ask you both about one last.
I'm okay with masks. I want to ask you both about one last.
Okay guys, having watched the entire debate, I can tell you exactly who the undisputed winner and who the undisputed loser was. Watched the entire debate, watched hours worth of commentary afterwards from MSLSD, from the Communist News Network, from ABC, always broadcasting crap, NBC, CBS, and on the right side, I listened to faux news. Not one person accurately identified who won and who lost. And let me just get real quick into the debate itself. You got two grown men up there talking over each other, literally acting, both of them, acting like children. He's supposed to be the president of the United States, the best that America can produce. That's the best we got, guys? That's it? We got Donald J. Trump and sleepy Uncle Joe Biden going after it for about an hour and a half, talking over each other, slamming each other, ad hominems, insults.
President, I hope neither of you will interrupt the other.
He has never done a single thing.
Please, sir, stop.
I would never say that.
Stop.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's
on your list?
Right. Gentlemen, I think
this
we've
is
ended
so
this.
unprecedented. I want to make
Mr.
sure.
President, can you let him finish, sir?
No, he doesn't know how to do that. He has, keep yapping, man.
Wait a minute, Joe. Let me shut
sir.
you down for a second, Joe, just for 1 second.
It's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me, this.
Hey, let me just say, Joe.
I think that the country would be better served if we allowed both people to speak with fewer interruptions. I'm appealing to you, sir, to do that.
Well, and him too.
Well, frankly, you've been doing more interrupting
Well, that's
than
all
he
right,
has.
but he does plenty.
Well, less than, sir, less
There's
than.
plenty.
No,
This is the same man
It's
who
all
told
set
you
up.
by Easter this would be gone away. By the warm weather, it'd be gone. Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it.
You said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't use the word smart with me.
I want to make sure.
You graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
God.
You'd be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. China ate your lunch, Joe.
You're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on. He wouldn't know a suburb unless he took a wrong turn.
Oh, I know suburbs.
He would not.
So much
I was
better.
raised.
I would love to end it.
Sir,
I would love to end it. and
You
we
know, if
would
you want to
very-
switch seats,
we could very quickly.
We could do that, but I answered his final question.
The final question is, I can't remember which of all his rantings.
You don't remember much.
Gentlemen, you say that's the end of it? This is the end of this debate?
Honest ballot count.
That's the best we got. Not talking about anything substantive. Nothing. You know what they did promote, though? Both of them promoted COVID-19. Both of them promoted the vaccine. Neither of them talked about the real problem that we need to take care of in America, not just in America, but the entire world. And what is that? What is the root we need to lay our axe at instead of hacking off the branches or picking off a couple leaves like they all do? All this smoke screen, bunch of clowns on the stage just juggling, distracting, deceiving, dividing, sleight of hand. Everybody all caught up in, oh my God, who's going to be the president of the United States? This is the first presidential debate. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Oh my God, I can't wait. Yeah, it was entertaining. I laughed several times. Hosted a live stream on my DLive for the entire hour and a half, 2 hours almost. And yet there was one, at the end of the day on any debate in American politics, on the national stage, one winner and one loser, and nobody in mainstream fake stream media talks about it, not on the right-hand side, not on the left-hand side. Who is it? Who is the real winner and who is the real loser? And you can determine that when you find out what and who they didn't talk about. You know, let me just get to what they did talk about. They both pushed the vaccine. We got to get the vaccine so we can get back to normal.
I spoke to the scientists that are in charge.
By the way,
they will have the vaccine very soon.
Who are they pushing there when they're talking about that? Bill Gates, Gavi, Johns Hopkins University, Big Pharma, the biotechs, the Rockefeller Foundation. Anytime you hear somebody say they're going to be pushing the vaccine so we can get back to normal, we got to get all these doses, we got to get all these tests out there, we got to get all this PPE, this personal protection equipment, so we can help the American people in the world.
You've got to provide these businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need.
And be that bright, shining lamp standing on a hillside to illuminate all who might see that light. Got to get that vaccine. They became spokesmen, both of them. Biden and Trump became spokesmen for Bill Gates. They're just mouthpieces for Big Pharma. That's all they are, guys.
I've spoken to Pfizer. I've spoken to all of the people that you have to speak to. We have great Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and others. They can go faster than that by a lot. Become very political because the left, or I don't know if I call them left, I don't know what I call them.
So you're suggesting that the head of your Operation Warp Speed, Dr. Snail?
I disagree with him. Yeah, no, I disagree with both of them. And he didn't say that. He said it could be there, but it could also be much sooner. I had him in my office 2 days ago.
He talked about the summer, sir, before it's generally available. Just like
he said it's a possibility that we'll have the answer before November 1st. It could also be after that.
When it's generally available.
Well, we're going to deliver it right away. We have the military all set up. Logistically, they're all set up. We have our military that delivers soldiers, and they can do 200,000 a day. They're going to be delivering.
This is the same man
it's
who
all
told
set
you
up.
by Easter this would be gone away. By the warm weather, it'd be gone. Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. This is the same man.
That was said sarcastically, you know that. That was said sarcastically.
And so here's the deal. This man is talking about a vaccine. Every serious company is talking about maybe having a vaccine done by the end of the year. But the distribution of that vaccine will not occur until sometime beginning or the middle of next year to get it out, if we get the vaccine. And pray God we will. Pray God we will.
Mr. Vice President, I want to pick up, though.
You'll have
on
the
that.
vaccine
I
sooner
want to
than
pick
that.
up on this.
Imagine that. Politicians pushing drugs. Drug pushers. Pharmaceutical representatives on a political debate stage. That's what you saw tonight. Pushing the vaccine. Trying to sink deeper into the minds of the masses, into the collective mind of the masses, that we got a real problem. We all need to band together. What is that problem? Got the convids. Got the convids. Got to get rid of it. How are we going to get rid of it? Oh, it's our savior, the final solution.
And then the final solution, which is a year to 2 years off, is the vaccine.
Got to bring that vaccine online so we can take care of the convids. Just lie after lie after lie. And if you tell a lie big enough, you make it last long enough, tell enough people, they will take that lie to be the truth. Thank you, Joseph Goebbels. A lot of people have learned from you. Before I tell you, and you've probably already guessed it, before I tell you who the absolute undisputed winner was and who the undisputed loser was, let me just tell you what politics is. It is and has always been and always will be the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own enslavement. Because for these psychopaths, it's not enough that you just accept it. They need you to take that extra step and demand the chains of your own oppression. Please save us. Please, politician, please come up with a drug so that we can jab it into our arms, like Alan Dershowitz said. Please come to our house and take us to a government-funded medical facility, roll up our sleeves against our will and without our consent, and jab a needle into our arms. Bill Gates' final solution. I want that swimming in my veins so that I can be protected from the convids. That's all you heard tonight. Lie after lie. Lie about the economy. Lie about where we need to take the government, where we need to lead the American people, how we're going to save them. So at the end of the day, you've got one winner and one loser. The undisputed winner was the thing they didn't talk about and they should have. The most powerful organization in the entire world. Think about it. On the entire planet, this is the most powerful organization. More powerful than China and Russia and America and Canada and Mexico and the EU and all that stuff put together. Built on one premise. Amschel Rothschild said, give me control over a nation's money and I care not who makes its laws. What is that powerful organization that they didn't even speak about tonight? They didn't even talk about auditing, let alone getting rid of it. The Federal Reserve didn't even talk about it. So because they didn't talk about it and they kept it off into the shadows, guess who the undisputed winner was tonight? Because if you don't talk about the problem, you can't address the problem. And if you don't address the problem, then the problem gets bigger and bigger. It's like cancer. It keeps metastasizing. The undisputed winner tonight, and in every debate that they will ever have or have ever had, at least in the last 107 years, the undisputed winner is the Zionist International Banking Cartel, otherwise known as the Federal Reserve. So who is the undisputed loser? Well, you tell me. If they're the lender and buyer of last resort, and the borrower is the servant to the lender, the servant, the slave to the lender, and the lender's the Federal Reserve, who do you think the losers were? Every single American and pretty much everybody on the entire planet was a loser tonight. Because we got distracted, deceived, and divided by the stage show. Brought to you, of course, by mainstream fake stream media. And when they get their grubby little paws on it and start dissecting it and disseminating the information and adding their commentary to it, well, I think Joe Biden won. Well, I think Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson, all those guys in faux news think that, I think Donald Trump won. Oh, he did a great job. No, neither of those guys won. Federal Reserve won. The American people lost. The people of the world lost. Because that's what politics is. The clever and deceptive art. That's what you saw at art. stage show, liberal arts project. The clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering, and that's what they do best, in order to dupe average people like you and me into accepting and demanding the chains of our own enslavement. And so what are people going to do? They're going to push that button and they're going to pull that lever for the next slave master. And that slave master just so happens to be a narcissistic, parasitic, psychopathic puppet of the Zionist international banking cartel. So that's who the undisputed winner was, the Federal Reserve. And the undisputed loser, the American people. And if you disagree, I'd like to know the points of your disagreement. Share your logic-based disagreement with me in the comments section below. If you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share them with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And I have a brand new website called highimpacttv.com where you get censor-free, undiluted, unvarnished truth without worrying about psychopathic parasites in Silicon Valley deciding that they're going to be tyrants and decide for you what you can or can't hear. That's highimpacttv.com. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.
Guess what? A lot of people died. And a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flicks, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket-sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up.
Man, this stuff's so good. People are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love.
Well, if Granny does stop by, she's going to fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.